What is up guys, Max here, and welcome back to another tutorial. Now in today's tutorial, we are going to quickly learn how to remove backgrounds inside of Photoshop. I know you have a project due, I want to skip all the bullshit and get started. Here we go. So I just imported my photo into Photoshop. As you can see here, it shows up as the background photo. First things first, I always want to make a copy of this photo by dragging it down here to this little plus icon to make a copy. Turn off the background to save the original. I never want to erase my original in any way. So there's a couple of different tools you can use to actually remove a background. There's a toolbar over here on the left on Photoshop. Now if you don't see the toolbar, go to Window and then Tools. That'll turn it on and off really quick. There's a tool over here called the Selection tool, which you can actually drag and draw around a person by clicking with your mouse and double clicking, right click, layer via copy. As you can see, I did it really quick and dirty, and I didn't go little segment by segment to follow the lines around this person. There's better ways to do this, but that will work if you want to do it individually along the way. Another way to do it is by clicking and holding this and actually going to the Lasso tool. You can actually draw this way, but this is not as effective either. And depending on what you're cutting out, this may work, this may not work. As you can see, it selected this for me in the Draw tool. Control D to deselect. Next is the Magnetic Lasso tool, which we can actually kind of draw around the edge, and it automatically selects the edge of this person, which works pretty well. Just as you can see, layer via copy, turn this off, you can see that it cut her out pretty well. And we could do the whole thing and do it this way. So let's say you went ahead and selected everything around this, but you want to add more to your selection. You can see here, right here, this is kind of messy. We want to fix this. What we're going to do is go to the subtract option for lassoing or selecting and actually subtract this piece out because we don't want it selected. We want to get rid of it. So we're going to go like this. We could fine tune this and see that it looks like that. Right click, layer via copy. As you can see, she's been cut out. Another quick way of doing this is clicking this option right here, the object selection tool, and just dragging a box around what you want to select. Now this works really well when there's a very clear background like this, solid yellow, orange, whatever it is. So it has an easy time finding and selecting this. Another way to do it is actually click and hold this and go to the quick selection tool and actually make sure it's selected the plus up here and draw around this person. So it actually, Photoshop kind of decides for you what to select out. As you can see, I've been selecting everything around her. I currently have the background selected. I don't want that, so we're going to go to select inverse to select her. Right click, layer via copy, and you can see that she's been selected out. And the final way to do this is clicking on this and going to the magic wand tool. By just clicking the color, tolerance, let's set it to 25. Clicking this, and it should select everything around her that is that color. Depending on how complex your background is, this may work or may not. So select inverse, so it selects her instead of the background. Right click, layer via copy. She's been selected out. Now one more, what if you have a selection that is more complicated, like this puppy with fur? We want to do something a little different with this guy. So let's go ahead and use the other tool we used before, the object selection tool, drag a box around this puppy, and as you can see that it will try its best to select everything around him. But there, as you can see, if we zoom in, there is fur that is not selected around the edges, and we want to clean this up. So what we're going to do is actually go to select and mask. Opens up some new options, and we want to go and select this thing called show edge. It's going to darken it. But then we got to go to this tool right here, refine edge brush tool, and we're going to draw around the edge of the puppy. Now the show edge is letting us see the edge that's been selected. You could turn show edge off and just like select the edge this way, but I actually like having the show edge turned on, and you can turn the transparency down, and it actually lets you select it as you go. What this is going to do is actually let Photoshop decide where the fur is and where the edges are that it needs to clean up around the selection. This looks pretty good. Let's hit OK. And then right click, layer via copy. Turn the background off. As you can see, the puppy has been selected out. And to prove this worked really well, what we're going to do is grab our gradient tool right here, drag out a gradient behind the dog on layer 2. As you can see, it actually looks really well. The fur is actually pretty clean. Now you could go in and clean this up a little more with your eraser tool on any of these images by going around the edge and erasing some of the pixels to make it perfect. But for 2 minutes-ish, I think this worked really well. As always guys, I'm Max. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for being a part of the channel. If you are new to the channel, feel free to like and subscribe. Other than that, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.